Greetings everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. It's a lovely day. It's minus 11 degrees. It's more cold than it looks. The sun has no heat, but it's really beautiful. So I hope you have a good start of the year. And if you happen to have had a good December month, congratulations, because I don't know anybody who had a good December month, including myself. So if you're one of them who really enjoyed December, congratulations, However, for this year, January, everything has started off just so amazing, and I'm really feeling good for the new year. The whole of this year to come, actually. Really excited. Really have a lot of things in the pipeline and so on. Anyway, this video is 2024 and beyond. I do these after each new year and just talk about something that pops up in my head about either something regarding my life or life outside. Of course, the 2 years of the pandemic were focused on that. And last year, if you haven't seen that video, please see it. That was a lot about defunding the beast. Because the only thing that gets obese and just grows and grows and grows and does less with more is governments in every country. They just grow bigger and just want to eat up all the things around them. But they do less and they just get worse and worse. On the contrary to a regular company, not those companies who are in bed with the governments, I mean just regular companies. They actually produce more or the same, but with less amount of effort needed because they get better at what they do. Governments don't get better. So if anybody's thinking about improving some part of the government to kind of make it good or vote the right guy in, I mean, you have so much left to go. You really have no clue in that case. You haven't felt it on your skin. People do everything. People treat people. People build roads. People invent technology. This is just some kind of a mental beast that's sucking out everything from people. And I mean, sooner or later, people realize this. And I can understand people who haven't been introduced to the topic and, younger people. Although I've talked to younger people and kind of open up their minds about this with nice conversations. But people who have the information and have seen it and still kind of like have this Stockholm syndrome, yeah, God bless you, So anyway, last video was about defunding the beast, meaning I set out like 1, 5 or 10% of your transaction for that year to be in the freedom market, not in the beast tax market, but just transaction, as it's supposed to be. So yeah, I hope everybody did good on that. Anyway, this year is all about funding ourselves, life is not about kind of like defunding somebody else. That's a good thing. It's an important aspect. You have to do it. But it's also about funding yourself. Because when I get funded, I can fund things that I support, that I think are good and bringing something good to the world. Because things do not fund them by themselves, and you cannot fund or support everything. But the better I'm off, the better off are the things I happen to be supporting. And you see, now when I say fund, it's not just money or income or whatever. It's more like quality moments to be remembered. That's it. Because honestly, like for every trip or hike or road trip or whatever you experience and you do, you get a bit better at it. And when you get better at it, we're sort of like small companies. We can do it easier and kind of make it more accessible the next time and share that. So a lot of things that I've been doing for the last 10 years or whatever, like now I can share that with people I mean, especially my children, we can talk about things. And so life is about funding yourself too. You have to do it, you know. It's not always about the amount of let's say, money. It's the financial freedom you have from it, because people can earn a lot of money, but they are stuck. They are stuck. So you have to be smart about it, and make things work for you, for whatever you need. Like in my case, I've been working remotely for many years, but I've also been working at the location in organic stores with organic products and stuff. I used to do that. I really enjoyed it, and the key has always been I was where I want to be. No compromise. So where you are, where you want to be, you give your best. You give all of what you got. And that's the best thing you can do, because then you cultivate and you strengthen those muscles, that kind of mood, mental landscape in yourself of the best of you. You get it? So I always mention this, like once or twice a year, do a list. What brought the best from you? What kind of circumstances, things, words, people, anything brought the best from you? And then you can do, what kind of took away those things that brought the best from you. Because not everything is always good, and you get more resilient for the bad things that happen by being at the top of your game. And when you're on the top of your game, you can do smart choices, you know. You can defund the beast. You can fund what you think is good. And that for me is the kind of key line for 2024. Because the last years, you know, we had the pandemic, we had the lockdowns and all of that. We've been so restricted, and restriction is just kind of creeping up everywhere. But there are technical solutions for everything. Even homeschooling and private schooling, you know. AI can be tweaked. I mean, the mainstream AI is, of course, censored, but people can use their own clone of the AI and make it into whatever kind of preference you want it to have, and then use it as a homeschooling tool. So in the end, it's just tools. And here we are. And the last thing I want people to stop, especially in this kind of people who know about things, is stop using the stories of what you think happened back in the days, how life was or how it will be. It's just stories, comfortable stories we have been programmed to always rely on. Somebody else's story, vision, description, or something else. Use reality. It's a hard place to depart from, because you have to be in the void. You have to be in the void, use what you have, and make the best from it. And believe me, that's where you really meet kind of like warriors, spiritual warriors on the road. Really strong people. Because we have always these two extremes. People who praise something overly, like let's say AI, they think it will solve all the problems and we will live for thousands of years. Delusional. At the same time, we have the opposite in the kind of truther communities who think everything is just a control mechanism. It's all doom and gloom. It's just laziness, ignorance. Be realistic. Use things for what they are. You see? And do this approach with everything in life. Okay? Because reality and being realistic and actually applying things for real, it's not easy for people, because people are so attached to stories. They change stories throughout their lifetime. They have a story about themselves, about their past, the things to come and all that. And that's okay as long as you're aware of it, that it's a story, it's something, it's like a mind amusement. But don't live by it. That's very important. Because as of now, there are solutions for all problems. People just need to stop being lazy and learn how to use it. Okay? Everything has a solution right now. We live in a time where we actually have the best prospect to live the life we want to have. You can work remotely and live remotely. You can do whatever you want to. And if you can't, you can kind of like set up a goal and within 5 years have what you want to have. nobody can tell you people used to live like that, you know. And happiness and content is an individual thing. It's something you have to work with yourself, and that's the one way to approach it. Be here now, focus on what is realism, and don't be so attached to the stories, because they will just hinder you, you know. And the funny thing is, like, people who are hindered by these stories complain about other people who are hindered by their stories, and everybody's just attached to this mental storyline they have. Face things for what they are, you know, and make the best. Fund yourself with health, with money, with time, with blessings. Just fund yourself, because when you're funded, when you use what you have, when you're clear thinking individual, not derailed or too attached by stories, even your favorite stories, you know, things kind of get clearer. You really see how things can be changed and used for the better. And the energy you get from that is really amazing. So that's my kind of guiding light for myself this year. It's a year I've been waiting for. Lots of things in pipeline. And after some crazy years in the world and still ongoing craziness and suffering, I mean, that's a whole nother topic for itself. The best we can do is to continue to defund the beast, but also fund ourselves, our mental strength, our physical strength, you know, just the holistic kind of way of being a human. That's what we need to do. And also, don't get trapped or locked inside by various stories, past and future and whatever. Like, try to be here now and learn what's out there, what's really going on, because there is so much misinformation, and people on every side are just people in the end. They do the same thing every day. They eat, drink, they go to the toilet, they are attached to their stories, and everybody thinks they're the enlightened person or within the enlightened group. And, you know, that's far from the truth. So with that said, you know, I really hope you have a great year. I surely will have a fantastic year and do all my best to make it happen. And as I said, if you happen to have had a great December, you know, please let me know, because so far nobody I've talked to has had a good December month. It's just funny. So with that said, you know, I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching.